Hello YouTubers. Today we're going to go over the Bass Tracker 2020 Classic XL. There hasn't really been many videos. I haven't seen hardly any on YouTube on it. I just got mine this week. Really happy with it so far. The graphics package on it and the powder coat are probably the biggest difference from just the regular Classic from last year's model, which this is a 2020. I'm not sure, I don't think the 2019s came in anything but silver. But anyway, wanted to go over it with you. This one, you can get it upgraded to a 4-stroke 50 horsepower. So of course I did that. And comes with a Lowrance Hook 3. Of course, I'm having that moved next Tuesday up front and putting my a little bit nicer, a lot nicer actually, electronics up front. Of course, you've got your horn over here, and you got a 12-volt hookup where you can charge your phone and all kind of goodies. And then here's your fuses for either your lights or your bilge or your aerator. And man, does this aerator, the bilge really throws out. It's a great live well. It's much better and it's much larger than last year's model. And if you have bait in there, you may want to turn this thing down because it'll beat them to death. It'll kill them before you ever get out there to do your fishing. Of course, it comes with a Minn Kota Edge, 45 torque horsepower. So the thing I like about it, you can plug this in right here, but you can put this anywhere. And on my old boat, I had it mounted, and so if I wanted to fish over there, my legs weren't long enough to reach this. So this is really nice that you can kind of just move it where you want it. And if you want it stable, then of course you can do so. Of course, it comes with the trailer. And the beautiful thing about it is this breakaway trailer. Fits in my garage perfect. Of course, all the latest and greatest. It's got a 7-point hookup. So be prepared for that. If you got the 4-point, just get the adapter. It's got a secondary safety latch here. So if something happens to the first one, it's even got a backup. So that's really smart thinking on Tracker's part. All leather seats, no embroidery on them, but I actually like them better like that. They look classier. Then you get over onto this side, and you have your rod holders. Holds 4 rods. Now I've got my night light in one of them right now. I usually carry 10 rods out, so 4 is not going to work anyway. It's not going to be enough, but it'll be just fine. There's a light right there. I can't reach it from here, but if you touch that, it'll come on and it'll light up this whole little area right here. So it does just fine for the job. Plus I always bring my own lanterns and things like that. Of course, the seats, the pedestals for those, I've got stored up here. Got great storage. Well, I've got my buoy over there, so I can't get it open, but there's great storage underneath this whole area. It doesn't go back as deep as you would like it to probably, but it does the trick. Once again, very comfortable seats. Very comfortable seats. Then back in this area, of course, there's that beautiful 4-stroke 50. You got the transom saver down here that you put in. The real nice thing too is it has a power tilt. So if you're back here getting it all situated, you don't have to have your buddy up there by the tilt button going, okay, down a little more, up a little more. So that makes it nice. Gas tank, got it over there. I store one of my other buoys over there as well, as you can see. But you got your gas tank there. You got your battery that's going to crank the engine and run a couple other things. And then you have your other battery there for your trolling motor and a few other things, bilges and things. And the thing on this boat, the first time you have to pump it, the first time, meaning the first time you ever run it. After that, you don't ever have to pump it again. It just handles its on, and it's really great when you've been used to having to deal with the old mechanical one. I had a much older boat, so and then of course you got to make sure with the ethanol, even this day and age, they say it's only 10% or whatever. You need to put this stuff in there every time that you fill up. I mean, it's just, for the price of what this cost, you're really silly not to do it. And then, like about every other time, you need to put some engine and fuel system cleaner in there, just real small amounts. So we're not talking about something you're spending a lot of money on. You're just putting a splash in there every time you put 5 gallons of gas in it. So, and then of course these engines aren't going to burn oil, but always keep some 10W30 4-stroke around just to be safe. You don't want to burn these engines up, of course. So, and then the break-in period on these engines, I was going out today. We've got a houseboat trip tomorrow, and I was going out today and decided not to because a storm's coming up, number one. But basically, it's the 10-hour break-in that most new engines have. You know, basically, for the first hour, you're gonna run the engine at, you know, varied throttle settings up to 3,500 RPM. It's probably about half the throttle, so I'm not sure. Yeah, it shows 7,000 on the RPM gauge. So you want to run it at about half max on that first hour, but you want to be varying it 200 to 300 RPMs every 15 minutes. So literally, you have to have a little logbook and write this down. It's very, very important. And Bass Tracker and Mitchell and those guys from over at Tracker will tell you just how important this is. If you don't follow this, it could damage your boat. So you don't want that. For the second hour operation, you're going to run the engine at varied throttle settings up to 4,500 RPM, or about 3/4 of the throttle. And during that time, run it at full throttle for approximately 1 minute every 10 minutes. That's real important. So you're going to run it at full throttle for approximately 1 minute every 10 minutes out of that second break-in hour. And then for the next 8 hours of break-in, basically you're just, avoid continuous operation at full throttle for more than 5 minutes at any time. Just don't do that for the next 8 hours. Use full range of throttle, changing RPMs, like every 15 minutes by 200 to 300 RPMs, except full throttle, which should only be run for only about 5 minutes at a time. Real important on your break-in. So, and I'm sure Tracker has this information somewhere on their website, or call Mitchell over at Tracker. The guy's freaking amazing, man. He knows this stuff like the back of his hand. So he's really, really amazing. But to get the most performance, you definitely want to do that. So the powder coat paint, I can't say enough about it. It just makes it. The new wheels that they've got on it, the covers on them, the other ones from last year's model tended to want to pop off kind of easy. Not real easy, but read a lot of stories about them popping off. So they really paid attention to that and got a nicer wheel on it. So anyway, it's got everything I need and more than what I had before. Like I said, I'm upgrading my electronics next Tuesday. So if you're interested in this boat, you better get with Tracker, because a lot of people are buying them and they're taking a lot of orders for them. And right now there's a great price on them. So if you're gonna do it, it's a good time to do it. Anyway, Brian Anderson, Nashville here. So hit that subscribe button. And if you have any questions, let us know. And if we can't get the answer, we'll get Mitchell at Tracker to get the answer. All right, have a great day.